All right. Well, welcome to Story Time. My name is Miss Becky, and I work at the Museum of Discovery and Science. And I'd like to thank our partners of PNC Bank and A.D. Henderson Foundation for sponsoring this story time. Today, we're going to talk all about animals and how they move. So we're going to get started with our welcome song. So for those of you who are new, I'm going to go over the signs. So the first one is more. The next one is together. Then we have happy and friend. All right, are you ready to sing? The more we get together, 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 the more we get together, the happier we'll be. 'Cause your friend is my friend is your friend. The more we get together, the happier we'll be. All right, it's time for our fun song today. We are going to be singing about some animals going to the zoo. So if you want to stand up, you can act like the animals too. Let's go to the zoo and stomp like the elephants do. Let's go to the zoo and stomp like the elephants do. All right, everybody, let's stomp like the elephants. Stomp, 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 stomp. Let's go to the zoo and swim like the polar bears do. Let's go to the zoo and swim like the polar bears do. All right, polar bears have 4 legs, so let's swim. Let's swim. Swimming, swimming. Let's go to the zoo and jump like the kangaroos do. Let's go to the zoo and jump like the kangaroos do. All right, everybody, jump like a kangaroo. Yay! Jump, jump. Let's go to the zoo and slither like the snakes do. Let's go to the zoo and slither like the snakes do. All right, everybody, let's slither, slither, slither. Let's go to the zoo and swing like the monkeys do. Let's go to the zoo and swing like the monkeys do. Right, monkeys use their hands and they swing from branch to branch, swing. Let's go to the zoo and waddle like penguins do. Let's go to the zoo and waddle like penguins do. All right, put your feet together and walk really stiff leg. Waddle, 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 waddle. Let's go to the zoo and dance like animals do. Let's go to the zoo and dance like the animals do. All right, show me your best dance moves. Woo! Show me your dance moves, everybody. Show me. Woo! All right, love those dance moves. Wow! If you're ready for a story, take a seat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. Clap your hands and stomp your feet. Make your hands all nice and neat. If you're ready for a story, take a seat. All right, so today we're going to be reading a book called Move, all about how animals move. And this book is by Steve Jenkins and Robin Page. All right. So we're gonna get started. Yes, Move. That's a bunny on the cover. And then on the first page, we have a penguin. How exciting. Animals move in different ways. A gibbon swings through jungle trees. Swing. Or walks on two back legs. Walk. A jacana walks on floating lily pads, then dives in to catch a fish. Dive. A blue whale dives deep, 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 and swims below the ocean waves. Swim. An armadillo swims across a stream, and when startled, leaps straight up. Leap. A crocodile leaps to snag its meal. After slithering silently into the water. Slither. A snake slithers through rustling leaves and climbs into a tree. Climb. A praying mantis climbs a blade of grass, then spreads its wings and flies. Fly. A roadrunner flies, but not too far. It would rather run to catch its prey. Run. An Arctic hare runs across the ground, then dances, tumbling with its mate. Dance. A jumping spider dances to impress, then floats away on a thread of silk. Float. A polar bear floats in dark, icy water and slides down a snow-covered hill. Slide. A penguin slides, splash, into the sea and waddles with its colony. Waddle. Animals move in different ways. Waddle, slide, float, dance, run, fly, climb, slither, leap, swim, dive, walk, swing, move. How about you? How do you like to move? How do you like to move?
I like to run.
You like your running?
Say something.
Do you like to swim?
Yes.
Do you like to dance? I saw some good dance moves.
Yeah.
Jump.
Well,
Jump.
jump. All right. Well, today we're going to go to the museum and look at some animals that live at the museum who have some special ways of moving. So we have Mr. Jake at the museum.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning, guys.
What do you have in your hands?
Right here on my hands, we have Artemis, our rabbit.
Oh, and what is Bartimus's favorite way to move?
Her favorite way to move is using her back feet to hop around and kind of jump around a lot to run away from those predators.
Good boy. And she has big ears too. Why is that?
Yes, so she needs to hear really well to make sure nothing's going to come up and eat her. So that's why she has those big ears.
Oh, wow. And she looks very fuzzy. What kind of tail does she have?
She has a small little tail on the back, just a little one.
Okay. And what does she like to eat?
She'll eat vegetables and her leafy greens and things like that. So a lot of vegetables.
So she likes to eat her salad like we all should. Yeah, right. And you're standing next to some more animals. What are those?
Yes, so right in here in this tank, we have some slider turtles in there. See them up in the glass right there.
Wow, those are very cute. And what is their favorite movement?
Their favorite movement, you could see they have actually webbed feet. So those webbed feet kind of help them swim through the water, push that water through so they can move a little bit better.
Wow. Now, do they like to come up on the land or do they like to spend most of their time in the water?
So these turtles actually will spend part of their time in water, part of their time on land. So we do have a rock in there too if they want to sunbathe right up there.
Aw. And why would they like to sunbathe? Why do they get in the sun?
So these guys are reptiles. So reptiles are cold-blooded, which basically means they can't heat themselves up or cool themselves down by themselves. They'll need actually an outside thing, something like the sun normally, to kind of heat themselves up.
Oh boy. And where can I find turtles near my house?
You could probably find turtles in like ponds or lakes near your house, freshwater bodies of water, and maybe sometimes the canal too. There could be a sea turtle or something in there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for showing us some animals and how they move. And we're going to join you next week too to look at some more animals. Thank you, Jake. We'll see you next week.
Bye. Thank you guys. Have a great week.
Bye.
Video.
All right. That was so exciting. I love seeing the animals that call the museum home. So now I have a video about a trip to a zoo. So let's go ahead and take a look at that and see some different animals and how they move.
Today, we're going to the zoo to see how animals move. Here's a tiger stalking around his enclosure, seeing what he can find. Next, we see some gibbons. They like to swing on their arms, and they use their legs to jump far. Looks like he's ready to clean himself. Ooh, chimpanzee. They like to play together, and like humans, they like to use tools. He's using his leaves like a jump rope. That looks like fun. These are some wild dogs playing with a ball and looking for some food inside, kind of like dog treats. Here are some birds. They can fly using their wings. And here's another kind of bird with a large beak called a toucan. He can use his beak to pull things out of small tubes and holes. There he goes. Look, it's a baby goat and a mommy goat. And they get to walk around. Here are some elephants. Did you know elephants like to swim just as much as we do? So they go into the pool to get cool. There they are having a bath. Their long trunks help spray them down, and their ears flap to dry them off and to stay cool. I wish I could go swimming. They also have long legs so that they don't get stuck in the water, and they stomp around. Oh, it's a hippo. Sometimes at the zoo, we teach animals special ways to act. Here he is getting his teeth brushed so he can stay healthy, just like we do. Clean teeth. Clean tongue. Thanks for visiting with me today. I'll meet you back inside.
All right. A lot of different kind of animals you can see at the zoo. So it's always good to go out in time to see how they move and how their animal and body parts show how they move. So the bird with the wings can fly, and those with legs can walk around. And some of them, like snakes, don't have any legs, so they like to slither. All right, so I have another song for you, and this one's a finger song, so feel free to play along. Okay. Alice the camel has one hump. Alice the camel has one hump. Alice the camel has one hump. So go, Alice, go. Boom, boom, boom. Ruby the rabbit has 2 ears. Ruby the rabbit has 2 ears. Ruby the rabbit has 2 ears. So go, Ruby, go. Boom, boom, boom. Sally the sloth has 3 toes. Sally the sloth has 3 toes. Sally the sloth has 3 toes. So go, Sally, go. Boom, boom, boom. Felix the fox has 4 legs. Felix the fox has 4 legs. Felix the fox has 4 legs. So go, Felix, go. Boom, boom, boom. Lily ladybug has 5 spots. Lily ladybug has 5 spots. Lily ladybug has 5 spots. So go, Lily, go. Boom, boom, boom. Andy the ant has 6 legs. Andy the ant has 6 legs. Andy the ant has 6 legs. So go, Andy, go. Boom, boom, boom. Larry the lizard has 7 stripes. Larry the lizard has 7 stripes. Larry the lizard has 7 stripes. So go, Larry, go. Boom, boom, boom. Sammy the spider has 8 eyes. Sammy the spider has 8 eyes. Sammy the spider has 8 eyes. So go, Sammy, go. All right, so we're going to tell one more little story today. And my camera is going to come a little closer so you can see. Okay, so this is a story here about our friend Hedgehog. And Hedgehog had just spent all day making the most delicious nest so that he could take a nap. And he was just standing back, admiring it for one more time, when suddenly, ooh, an apple falls from the tree and gets stuck right on his quills. And it hurt a lot, and so he was trying to get the apple off. So he wiggles and he waggles and he jiggled, but that apple just wouldn't come off. Along came his friend Squirrel, who had been picking some acorns. And Squirrel said, "Hedgehog, what is wrong?" Hedgehog said, "There's a giant apple on my back. Can you help me get it off?" Squirrel said, "Of course." So he popped on the back, and he pulled and he tugged, but he couldn't do it. But you know what happened? Because he didn't put down his acorns? That's right, the acorns got stuck in his quills. So now he has an apple and 3 acorns. So he rolls around trying to get everything off, and it's just not working. So along comes a possum, and he's been eating some squishy grapes. And Hedgehog says, "But Possum, can you please help me?" So he pushes and he shoves and he tries to get the apple and the acorns off, but he forgot to put down his grapes. So you know what happens next? That's right, the grapes get stuck in the quills. Poor Hedgehog now has an apple and 3 acorns and a bunch of grapes, and there's no way he can fit in his cozy nest. And then a gust of wind comes along, and it blows a piece of paper that gets stuck right next to the grapes on Hedgehog. And Hedgehog is just so sad right now. He doesn't know what to do. Along comes his friend Pig, who'd been picking some flowers. And Pig said, "How about we go wallow in some mud?" So they wallow in the mud, they squish and they squash, but Pig forgot to put down his flowers. And you know what happened? That's right, the flowers got stuck on Hedgehog. Hedgehog by this time just couldn't know what to do. Along came his friend Otter and said, "Let's go take a swim in the river." So they go into the river and they splash and they bathe and they swim, and 3 fish get caught on Hedgehog. Everything Hedgehog has tried hasn't taken anything off and only had more things come. Along comes Hedgehog's friend Goat. Goat says, "Thank you so much for the delicious picnic you prepared." The Hedgehog was like, "What?" He says, "Can I go ahead and start eating? My tummy is so hungry and I want to eat." Hedgehog said, "Okay." So he jumps on Hedgehog's back and he eats a crunchy apple. And then he eats 3 salty acorns. Yummy. And then Goat is still hungry, so he eats some squishy grapes. And then he says, fragrant flowers. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And he's still not full, so he eats some delicious fish. And for dessert, he has a crinkly, yummy piece of paper. Hedgehog is so thankful. He says, "Thank you, Goat, for helping me clean up." And Goat says, "Thank you for a great meal." And by this time, Hedgehog is so tired that he gets into his nest and he goes fast asleep. The end. So I want to thank you all for coming today. This week's challenge is to go out and look for some animals and how they move. So maybe you could go bird watching and look for crows and pigeons and maybe even a parakeet and some great blue herons. Or you could go out and look for reptiles. I like to look for lizards because they're always very quick. Or maybe you want to find some bugs. But if you and your grown-up want to go to #ModsChallenge and post whatever kind of bird or reptile or bug that you see, I'm going to look for them so that I can be with you. Next week is going to be our last time of story time for a little while, and we're going to talk about weather and how to be prepared for it. So are we ready to sing our goodbye song?
Yes.
Good. We wave goodbye like this. We wave goodbye like this. We clap our hands for all our friends. We wave goodbye like this. I'll see you next week. Thanks for joining me.